Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hub Spots again. Again, we're it's a brand new session, having a new session whereby we go through the week that was. I don't know why I froze in the first piece. There's no one here. I'm not sure why I'm freezing, but anyways, thank you for joining. Today we'll be going through certain things from the world of football. We're talking about Manchester United takeover by Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and also we'll be talking about the 10 points deduction for Everton. Is that fair? Or probably is there a certain team getting by? No, probably two teams now have been, or three teams. I know United had an issue where we had to pay a fine for beating. I think financial fair play. Everton currently going through the same something similar, and then having a 10 point deduction. I I just read. I'm not sure how correct that is. There might be a further 9 point deductions due to legal actions from other teams, but we'll cover all that in today's section. By the way, my name is Tash. I'll be joined with today Drex. Is currently running a bit late, but Drex will be here shortly. Now, how is everyone doing? Hope everyone is fine. Again, leave your comments on the section and the comment section below if you have questions. Please, by all means, drive those. Have that in the chat or in the live comment section. Again, my start was a bit rocky. I'm not sure why. Probably it's been a while. I did this. I've been more busy on the works and things, and more so coming back this stream again. Honestly, it's different though when I come live, because then I kind of it's different. Like it's different. Like having that interaction as opposed to from a work perspective. You have seen people one on one, but now you're speaking to people virtually around the world. And again, the channel is growing. Probably have one or two viewers right now, but then we probably will continue. Will be consistent, and hopefully we can have the community grow at the hub spot. Okay, Drex is here currently. I'll bring him in the studio right now, and we can probably have a discussion on what's going on in the world of football. Drex, you there?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm all right.
It's
Can't
so funny.
complain.
It's so funny. When I started the stream, I paused a bit. Probably the first time I was doing a live stream, it was a bit weird to me, right? Normally, if
Yeah,
it's pre-recorded, you can probably cut and go back and restart again. But now it was live, and I had to just flow through again, which is cool though. We'll get used to this over time. Okay, I think. Can you turn down your?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear myself. Okay,
Oh yeah.
today's show is, I think this show basically talks about the week that was, right? And I think it's very powerful. And I think it talks about what happened the previous week in what they call last week, this week, where we're closing out the week. What happened? What are the big the talking points in the world of football? We have the takeover by Radcliffe, 25% of shares in Manchester United. We have the 10 point reduction by the EPL on Everton. And so I think, and some other talking points, international game going on. Rashford's form, I see them being what I call current talks or backlash in between on Rashford due to his performance with their game in with Malta. And I think today we had Canada play Jamaica. I'm not 100% sure what that score looked like, but lots going on in the football world, and I want to get your take. So for us to start, I'll probably start gradually at the let's start with Manchester United. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
That's okay.
Uh, okay, let's go with Manchester United. So tell me, um, how are you feeling? I know you're a United fan, me too, but I want to get your thoughts. How are you feeling about the takeover by Sir Jim Ratcliffe on being part of the United family now, and more so, which is key though, making that key footballing decision, right? What do you think? And do you think change? There will be change in the long term, or do you think more so on the short term? What's your thought?
Um, I, it's come down to the point where, as it stands now, I don't really care. It's looking like the Glazers are going to be here for another 3 to 5 years, depending if we actually believe what the reports are actually saying, right? That said Jim would gradually buy them out, right? So I don't have a I don't have much to say in that regards. Every Manchester United fan that I know, um, whether they are in Manchester or the global fan, it's one thing at the back of their mind. It's all Glazers out. Everybody wants the Glazers out. I haven't really come across. They might be there, but I haven't really come across any United fan that would say, yeah, that would say, yeah, that would say it wants the Glazers in, right? So for me, it's just a matter of, will it actually will he actually buy them out, or it's just PR spin, is it something that he would end up doing, or we just going in circles? But that being said, um I would commend his effort for trying to put one foot in the door, right? People
Okay.
say, oh, he was the reason why the Qataris, actually why the Glazers didn't sell to the Qataris, right? So check Jassim. I was of that school of thought initially, but I felt like, no, if he's just been an astute businessman who just wants to get in. It's like just a business. He wants to get into the club one way or the other. People might call it desperation, but I tend to look past it and say, okay, this guy wants something. He knows what he wants, and he's gonna do whatever it takes to get what he wants. That's how it is in life. We tend to say, it feels like we tend to apply these principles to when it's suit us, right? But when we look at the
Mhm.
other way, we feel like people shouldn't be doing, or people shouldn't be applying such principles when it comes to them. So I feel like I'm gonna commend him on the fact that he's done what he can. Now, do we like it? No. Is it what we want? No. Do I support it? Hell no. But he's done what he had to do to get one foot into the door. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna give him I'm gonna commend him for that. But if going with the reports I see, right, it feels like he's got a plan. But one thing I would say right here and now is, if he happens to stumble on this video, I would say, quick, just, sir, please, when you get this club, tell the fans what your plan
He
is.
says please.
Yeah, I'm begging. When you get this club, tell the fans what your plan is. Don't put us on the back burner. Tell us what your plan is. One of the reasons why we so much dislike the Glazers, I don't like to use the H word, right? Why we so
Mhm.
much dislike the Glazers is the fact that they don't talk, they don't speak to the fans. They take us as mugs. They see us as just um people that are just see us as just customers they could do with whenever they can. You understand? So, Sajim, please, when you get this club, and I don't want him sitting down with ex players or well-known media house or something, like somebody different, like a financial, it could be a
Would you
financial
prefer
journalist.
what's his name? This guy that interviewed
Guy,
Ronaldo. No, who interviewed Ronaldo?
hell
You
no,
prefer
no, hell no, Piers Morgan,
Piers
hell
Morgan?
no, hell
Yeah.
no, 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 no. That guy is I don't want to say that. That guy, it's to me, is like a baby. He's always looking for attention. I don't see someone of that quote unquote start to seeking attention. People should be wanting to want to do something with you. You're not you going begging people to come do some stuff with you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm saying he should do something. Sajim should do something with more like a financial journalist, a financial house, and sit down and give us. He might not actually bring everything. People say, okay, what if what he's saying is all what he's saying is just to spin us and get us on the positive note, but at least we can hold him to his words. We can hold him to that words, right? Okay,
Mhm.
we can hold him to that word. So just
Yeah, so Mark would join us shortly. He probably joined and left probably due to network connection. Um, Hopefully he joins again.
so
Uh,
so
Go ahead.
that's my take. That's my take on the fact on the issue of Sir Jim and all of that, right? That's my take. So
Okay.
if yeah,
Okay.
I don't really at this time. I think I've come to. I wouldn't say to. I've come to terms with it, not at peace with it. I'm more of a to yeah. It's right in front of me. If it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Ain't no, there's nothing I could do about it. My preferred option was Full Sail. I don't be it Sheikh Jassim, be it Sadi, be it whoever it is. My preferred option was the Full Sail. If if for some reason Sajin comes and say, "Yo, listen, I don't think this 25% is worth it," I just go Full Sail, right? I'm gonna go
Mhm.
take this guy 69% off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would see me. I'll be in the front for the forefront, actually championing this guy, right? Yeah, but that we shouldn't also forget the fact that could it be the Glazers don't want to, like, it's obvious the Glazers don't want to let go. So it is what
I
it is,
think
man. It is what it is.
they want to let go by it, but it has to be the right price, right? It has to be exactly and it has to be overpaid. Even right now, if
Yeah,
the from what I understand is in yesterday or 2 days ago, the share
yeah,
price was $18 and I
yeah.
understand Sachin Ratcliffe is paying $33 per share. That's basically, is it 75% increase?
No, but now some experts are actually saying that it's not adding up in terms of the total price that he would be paying for a 25%, as being quoted before to be about 1.25 billion. So if he's going
Mhm,
to be going to be buying those shares at $33 per share
mhm.
for the 25%, is going to be ending up at the top a billion and 45, right? So 1.045 billion. So people are saying it's not adding up. But one
So
thing I
so
believe
so
is
so
that
do you think it's
$33
paying? Sorry, do you think it's paying a
go ahead.
premium for? It's paying a premium for the Glazers piece, and then probably paying less for the Class A shares, and probably paying more for the Class B shares.
No, yeah. See, I'm not more of a financial expert, but I think that if that's going to happen, then $33 per share won't cut it. It would definitely go up to about 45, 45, $50 per share. If he's going to be doing if he's going to be doing a combination of the Class B and the Class A, it's going to end up, because now if you look at what Sky is saying about the total evaluation being 4.4 billion pounds,
Mhm,
that in itself doesn't make the whole story add up, because it's been said several times that um the 19 foundation actually we're overpaying. We're paying twice the price or twice the valuation of Manchester United, which put it at about was it 5.4 billion or 5.5 billion pounds, which was about six
mhm.
point something $1 billion. So it's not, something is not adding up. Something is not. Are you trying to tell me that the Glazers are actually selling? They are going to actually sell all of their shares, right, for 4.4 billion when they eventually leave, as to 5 point something billion that was offered them by the Qataris, except, and which I'm not too sure, except the Qataris, the 19 Foundation and what's not, has all been what may call it, a smoke screen, except that. But things are not adding up, and until
See,
the
hold on. I don't know if you see the chart here. Mark said 41 million shares equals 41 million shares equals 25%. If you multiply that by 33, it's it equals 9.0,
yeah,
sorry,
1.09 billion.
1.099 billion.
Yeah,
what does it mean by 41 million shares equals 25%?
So you see the shares that he's talking about, the one that you're talking about, $33 per share, right? So
Yeah.
that's the total amount of shares he's going to be buying, which will equal the 25% that he's buying. So
Okay.
if you're saying that Mr. Jim is buying 25% of the Glazers share, so now my question I've been trying to ask people is this 12.5? See, so is it 12.5% of the Glazers and 12.5 of the Class A, right? Because we know the Class B is the Glazers, right? And the Class A is the other guys, right? So are we saying that he's buying 12.5, 20.5, or is buying 25 and 25? Because if he's buying 25 and 25, therefore means going at this rate of $33 per share, things are not adding up. It's not.
No,
There's still some gray areas
I
that
think
needs
they
to be
say is buying 12.5 and 12.5. I wish Mark can I come on. Mark is saying, okay, I think that the total shares on the New York Stock Exchange is 176 million. So Mark
yeah.
is here. Let me bring Mark in. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Yeah.
Mark. How are you?
Cool.
Big
Cool.
up, Mark. How you
Well,
doing?
yeah. We was talking about this with Jarvis the other night. Remember, Drex, when we was on Pappy stream and thing, right? So I was talking with
Yeah.
Jarvis, and Jarvis was explaining that he believes there's like 176 million shares in total that are on the NYSC, right? The Glazers would own 110
Yeah.
to 116 million, right? The remainder of shares,
Yeah.
no, 105 million is what the Glazers own. Then it will leave like roughly like 26 million shares left over,
Yeah.
or 20,
Yeah.
21 million shares, and then you have the 41, right? Or 20 million shares, and then you have the 41. 41 is the 25%. That's the most important figure. Because that's the total amount of shares that Jim Ratcliffe would be purchasing, be it partially left and right, whether it's share A class or B class, he purchasing a total of 41 million shares. That's what equivalent to 1 to 25%. And the price per share
Oh,
right
okay.
now, as you can see, is like 20
Yeah.
point something dollars 98 cents. But the negotiated price would be at a
Yeah.
value of like about $33 USD, right? So when you
Wow.
multiply that
Yeah.
by 41 million, you gain
Yeah.
1.09 billion pounds,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
not
But that doesn't add up
1.25
because
billion.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That 1.09 billion that it's that equivalent to that isn't equivalent to 100 and that isn't equivalent to 1.5 billion dollars, right? Because that's what they've
I
been
think
quoting.
what might be happening is that probably is paying a certain amount for Class B and a certain amount for Class A. I don't know. So that might probably be why you see the variance in terms of price, because probably one might be higher and one is lower, because then they both have different voting powers, right? So probably one is basically has more weight than the other. I'm not sure, but probably that might be the why you see an MDM variance. Okay. So understand. Mark is a United fan, and Mark, if I can ask you quickly, how do you feel? Do you feel Jim Ratcliffe will bring a turnaround in the team? Do you think it'll be fast, slow? What are your thoughts?
Well, to be honest, bro, like I, that would be settling. That's just my honest opinion. So,
Yeah,
like in
that's the
all
same thing I
honesty,
said.
I would not want any part of that. Like, so if you're really asking what's my opinion on it, I don't want that. If I have to take it, because that's what we end up with. That's what the Glazers choose. That's what the official announcement is. I will deal with it. I will live with it,
Okay.
and then I will look for the positives. Not saying that there aren't any positives though, because there are lots. In the sense
So.
that the perspective of getting a DOF, a new DOF, and a new CEO, that will
Mhm.
improve the overall structure and bring in better players that fit the system, and probably work better with Ten Hag in developing what the brand of football is in totality, because we do have a second team that could replace the first teams like for like. You can't really expect that in this first two seasons, because the stylistic now implemented last season to this season. So you can't expect to have like for like yet, especially coming out of the academy. It was two different styles a football United was playing before to now. So that's the downside. We're gonna have to buy smart and buy
Yes.
cheap because we're not going to have a liquid cash flow. I don't believe that if Jim Ratcliffe come in, it's gonna be all roses. I don't think we're gonna have more than maybe $90 million to spend in January, maybe 150 or 200 in the summer. So that to me wipe any thoughts about
To wipe any thoughts.
Ivan Toney. Any thoughts about Victor Osimhen?
To wipe any
Wipe them
thoughts.
things from your memory bank, from your wish list one time. Get to the real program and look
Yes.
and start thinking about players more like Benjamin Sesko, players like Loran, players like Marcos Leonardo, because these fellas young, they're not going to cost anything more than 20-25 million each, and we need bulk. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
We
Like,
need. Yeah. We
most
need numbers.
importantly, we need a defender. As you know, a lot of people talking of we scouting John Neves, but the actual fact about that matter is that the scouts was following Goncalo Ignacio, who been playing against Benfica in the derby that same weekend.
Hmm.
And they've been following
Yeah.
for the last 3 weeks. Every single game, they've been following. The same thing with Paul Mitchell was reported to have been scouting Greenwood for the last 6 weeks.
Greenwood.
Not
Yeah, I heard that.
Greenwood.
Yeah.
Not only Greenwood,
Yeah, I
he
heard.
was scouting, but he was scouting this young fellow from Italy who's played for, I think, is Atalanta. He's 19.
Hmm.
One of the young. He won young defender of the year in the Golden Boy Awards. So,
Hmm.
for me, those are not bad options. Like, because I for football and I live in like my life based on the laws of the land. And if the laws of the land say innocent until proven guilty, as long as you're not proven guilty in my book, you're innocent. And I'm saying that for the relevant value of we had to have a
Hmm.
basis to function on in life. And as much
Hmm.
as
Agree.
we might disagree with some things, not everything will go our way. And at the end of the day, it's not a career criminal we're dealing with. We're dealing with a young man who was 18 years old at the time, now
Hmm.
20. Not only that, but first offense in any kind of situation. However, if it was
Hmm.
alleged, and
Hmm.
let's be real, it have enough substantial evidence that was what, you know, free him now, basically.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. I agree. I think, yeah, like, it's correct though. I think if Sergeant Ratcliffe is coming through, most likely I would expect him, like you mentioned, right, to basically buy smart. Like, we have to buy smart, buy in bulk what we need and build from there. I trust, and again, I don't. I'm not sure if you share the same opinion. I trust Ten Hag, because when I look at the Ajax time, right, it was able to develop, right, probably due to having certain kind of players. So
Yeah.
hopefully, right, we can probably build on how do we want to play, and in that, get the players that can suit that system, right, so at least we can start seeing progress. Because right now, I think we're almost moving like running backwards. So hopefully, we can see change once Ratcliffe gets a hold of the footballing side. Next thing I was going to ask quickly was more so, and I'll probably go with you first, Drex here.
Yeah.
Everton having a 10-point deduction, right? I think
Hmm.
I'm not sure if Chelsea also had something similar. United, we had to pay a fine. What are your thoughts, right? Owing to the fact that Man City still have 115 charges and nothing still has been done.
Okay. I tweeted you the other day, right, on my handle, and I said they would get Man City will get their thing. Man City will get their thing, right? They'll get the charges, they'll get the punishment, right?
Mhm.
But I don't think it's anytime soon. Now it's gonna be probably when what's his name? Pep Guardiola leaves, because there's some, whether we like it or not, there's some names in this world, right,
Mhm.
based on their achievement and on what's not, right, you don't just put a dent on their names.
Yes.
So what would happen is Pep Guardiola would be the I'm not too sure, but the club might the what's my call it, he might be asked or advised to to leave by the end of the season, or have one more season under him, then leave, then the thing might come down on them. The punishment might come down on them. But you know what you remember Pep already said that if it's ever true that they cheated, he's gonna be the first to walk away. He's gonna walk away. The minute you hear Pep saying he's walking away, or the minute you hear Pep saying it's not gonna say he's walking away. It's gonna be like I'm looking for another challenge somewhere
Yeah.
else. I want to get myself another challenge. I want to go do something different. The minute you hear Pep say all of that, or the minute you start hearing reports about that, just know that the punishment is around the corner. But they won't dish it out until that's my opinion. It's not easy factual. No, it's just my theory, my opinion. That's how I see. Because I've looked at it from every angle that I could, and I say, no, they can't do this to Pep. They can't just bring they can't
I
just
see Mark
bring
laughing
such
because probably
yeah, no, they would get their punishment, but I'm just thinking that they wouldn't, quote unquote. I'm not going to compare Pep to Alex Ferguson, right? But let's say something like this happened to us. Do you think they're going to bring such judgment when Ferguson is in power? No,
it's
they
more
won't.
it's more so they're probably trying to, okay, let's respect this guy, because again, to the fact,
That's
Pep is
that
a
that's what I'm
brilliant.
trying to say. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's brilliant. He has done good in the world of football. Let's not dent his team. Let's let him leave. And then, because once he leaves, they drop the ball on them. It's fine. Pep is gone.
Hmm.
Mark, I know you're smiling. What are your thoughts? You're
You're
on mute
mute.
though.
You're
Yeah,
mute.
you're on mute. Yeah.
I hearing this pep thing for the last couple of years, bro. I know having that shit, like I've been real honest with all the fellas. People might not like to hear this, but he's not that great. He's good. Very, very, very good. But the way people talk about Pep is like he win the last 7, 8 Champions Leagues. He win one. One UCL in the last 7 seasons. Carlo Ancelotti win how much? 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
for
So
for 3 or
if we're
4, yeah.
talking about the best manager in Europe,
Hmm.
in right now currently, we had to talk about the
Hmm.
man who win the most, and that's Carlo. So I would say Pep is very good, top of the game, but you can't really put Pep in no team that struggling, no team that need to build from scratch, no team that need to take 2, 3 years to get the players and to change the team. He need money now. He need a perfect
Hmm.
setup now. So when I have
Hmm.
all those facets in place, I won't
Hmm.
say that anybody would be a top manager, but if you're anywhere close to elite level, you're going to be
Hmm.
automatically elite with the proper structure around you and money. You know what I mean? It's not rocket
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
I'm not taking
Yeah.
away from his brilliance as a coach, because his tactical style is what brought him to the Premier League from Barcelona. He did wonders. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would look at it like he had a real good career, but bro, we seeing what going on here. Barcelona facing sanctions for match fixing for the last 7 years. Man
Pep is
City
there.
facing sanctions for the last 15. The two of them have one thing in common, and that is the entire director of football, the CEO, and the head coach. All three men from when they was in tenure in Barca under review
Oh,
right now
oh,
for that.
oh, I'm confused. So the management in Barca is the same one in Pep in Man City now?
Pep T, the CEO of Barca, and the football, the head of the head DOF at the time, and the
Wow.
assistant coach, all of them at City.
Wow.
I saw
Wow. Wow.
the bringing Pep men and bring Pep
Wow.
after. You understand?
Wow.
So, like, I could sit here and say, well, look, I hope Pep innocent because he's a great manager. I wouldn't like to see him get tarnished, on a real level. But
Mhm.
as I was saying, as a football fan, being a total neutral, I can't sit down here and be like, this guy untouchable, bro. Because it's not one striker against you, bro. It's two.
Agree. Two.
Barcelona and
And
and is
Man
and it
City.
just so happened to be during your tenure at Barca,
Hmm. Hmm.
not
I get you.
after,
I get you.
during. You
I
understand?
get your point.
So you can't tell me that something not slightly off there.
No, adding up.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
I
all.
agree.
That's it.
I agree. So, but again, going back to everything, do we think everything was being treated harshly, or do you think it's
Nah,
justified?
they escape a little bit of a bullet there, to be honest, because They should have been relegated 2 seasons ago. But at the same time, what do Messido pass here is a saying that it happened in Trinidad and Tobago. So I would say that because Leeds, Leicester, and Burnley suing them for 100 million each. That's true.
Wow.
That's the tune of 300 million pounds. So it's gonna get worse for them.
Yeah,
If they
because
lose this appeal, they will
Oh man,
lose that case
that
for
was
the
a
300 million because it's hand in
the
hand. Those two things going hand in hand. You understand?
wow.
yeah.
So the
And if they
problem
lose
is,
that, they might get another 9 points if they go into
Yeah, so
administration.
I
no,
saw
no,
that.
no. If they lose the appeal is not is the appeal. The problem is here, we're going right. The least of the problems is
Let we
getting
save
another
that let we
10
save
million.
that for let's save that for the other show. Let's save that
All right.
conversation for let's save that conversation for that one. What I just feel like with the question Tesh asked, he asked if it was a fair what's the question, Tesh? If it was
If
I
a
it
see if
was
it's
fair
fair,
fair on
punishment.
Everton, but what you're saying basically it's justified.
yeah, saying it
It's
basically
it
fair
is
to the as
it
fair as it
is
could be
it but
because it could have been worse, but
yeah.
the FA could have make it worse on them. And
Mm-hmm.
I
they
agree.
choose to give them a fair. In my opinion, if it was worse, then it would have make it almost unrealistic for them to do anything to City. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
if they
But,
get 10-point deduction or
but
more,
yeah,
City would have
because
to get at least 1,000
but
points.
wouldn't this be a precedent to something to come in terms of, because you know how I was saying, okay, it's gonna come, but I feel like Pep's gonna leave first and all of that and all of that. At the back of my mind, I still feel like, will it really come? Will the punishment really come? Like, it's the Premier League. It's the bigger boys and the lower boys, right? Are they really
Mhm.
going to stamp an authority over everybody? Are they going to see everybody as one and give what is good for the goose and give it to the gangers as well, right? So maybe this might just be a precedent to making everybody go
Aware
under
that
that line. You know that line you always talk about, Tesh, that bar, like
the one
anybody
that
that
goes
is
above
not
his
fitting
cuts,
under it's caught,
you have to be
yeah. So
yeah.
you have to be been so I don't know. It could be a step in the right. It could be a step in the right direction as to the seriousness of how they dish out punishment, of the strictness and the for all club to be abiding to set rules, right? So because if they don't do this and they just punish only Everton, then there's gonna be a problem. There is gonna be a problem.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
I don't know.
so
I don't know. I don't know.
let's what they call it okay. Let's what they call it. Before we go, I just want to talk about one person. I know I talk about this person a lot, right? This is because it's pivotal.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You haven't met
how
Mark. You
many
haven't met Mark. When you meet
how
Mark,
many
now you
years?
just met Mark. Now you meet Mark, you're gonna know the same. Two of you. Oh God, I'm in the middle of the stream. Two of you
Okay, so
are.
I want to ask the question, Mark, right?
If it's about, I just want to say this. If it's about MR10, we will deal with it on the next stream. If it's about that, then we will deal with it on the next stream. Let me just keep
Okay,
it
okay,
next
okay.
stream.
No, that's fine. No, I was actually going to. I know there what they call there were thoughts regarding his performance in the last game against Malta. Right, so I want to bring it in, but again, we can deal with it later. Though,
Yeah, yeah.
just
We're gonna
want to
talk
get
about the whole internationals and thing in that streaming, so
okay.
I will just say this much. We already see the first 11 games of the season in the
Yeah.
Premiership.
Mhm.
Right? And based off of that, they could draw your analysis from where I'm going to end on my conclusion on how we going to rate this fella. So just saying
Okay.
that bit for now.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so no, I think this concludes this segment. And Mark, thank you for coming on, Drex, and thank you for coming on. And we'll see you on the next stream with Mark, Drex.
Yeah, guys. That's a 23:25, guys. So that's in like 15 minutes. So
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Yes. Have a
all
good one.
right, big up, guys. Thank you for watching, and just don't forget
Please
to like,
like,
share, and
share,
subscribe.
and
Drop
subscribe.
your comments. Thank you.
Okay. Good one. Bye.